Portable video setups have come a long way in the last few years. So if you want to look and sound good on the go, here's what you need to know. Now, before I go into my own slightly super ultra mega deluxe setup, then we got to cover the bare bones basics of a portable studio and what a professional creator like myself uses to record on the go. And it starts with your iPhone. There's a lot of different ways that you can use your iPhone to actually create beautiful visuals, and one of those ways is cinematic mode. This tool comes built in with all iPhones released after the iPhone 13, and it just essentially enhances the depth of field to keep you in focus, which, if you're recording a video podcast or a vlog, it's kind of what you need. But honestly, it can be a little tricky to use for beginners, which is why I recommend using the Podcastle app. Because of course I do. It combines the natural sharpness of the iPhone camera as well as the ability to schedule and host interviews with people from all around the world. We'll talk more about cameras later, but let's talk about building the best basic mobile setup. And that is why tripods are important. Because stability is important. Much like your footage, your life is everything if not unstable at times. Which is why this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Just kidding. Although I don't doubt that you have a stable hand or can just use the wall to hold up your phone, you'll get access to so many more angles and locations with the Joby GorillaPod 1K. Its combination of durability, flexibility, and low weight makes it perfect for getting great shots on the go. And it's often on sale for as low as $30. Link in the description. Next up is recording on your laptop. This can work out great if you have a little bit more space while you're on the move or if you have a hotel room. And even if your built-in webcam isn't the best, you can actually enhance your video with Podcastle's AI tools. Now, we've already covered this in another video, also linked down in the description, but essentially you can sharpen your footage into professional grade quality with just one click. And later this fall, Podcastle is going to be adding a lot more video editing features, so prepare yourself for that. But what if you don't want to get Podcastle because you're cruel and you hate us? Well, you need a microphone. Now, we already have a video on the best budget microphones, so when you're done here, then just pop over to that one and find out our favorite microphone for as low as $50. But now, my friends, it is time for a little show and tell, where I go over exactly what I use in my setup to look as good as I do right now. But before we get into the slightly weirder parts of my setup, we will start with the basics, which is the camera. And the one that I'm using right now is the Canon EOS RP. It's got a little flip out screen thingy, so I know when I'm in frame, image stabilization for when I'm on the move, and has a high ISO range, which basically means that I can record visible content even if the power goes out. You guys still there? All right, cool. The camera also came with this really cool 24 to 105 millimeter RF lens, which is super smooth at autofocusing, which is also great if I don't have somebody recording behind the camera. I could just press it and forget it. With another lens, we have the Canon RF 16 millimeter. This one is designed for vlogging, and it features a wide lens, which makes it perfect for vertical content like Reels or YouTube Shorts. In terms of microphone, I am rocking the tried and tested Blue Yeti. It has a simple USB plug-in, and it has great audio quality. This also gives you a lot of bang for your buck, especially if you were to pair it with Podcastle's AI tools, I'm just saying. But if I'm feeling really prepared, then I will also go with the Rode video mic to capture backup audio, or I will actually use this one as my main mic when I'm shooting B-roll when I'm on the move. Now, my friends, it is time to talk teleprompters. And yes, I am reading off of one right now. And if that disappoints you, sorry, but I've got some real bad news about Santa. But really, did you expect yourself to write, memorize, and then deliver all of those lines off the dome? Plus, while you're doing a podcast, are you really going to remember all the subjects that you're wanting to cover? It's not going to happen. I personally just use a free teleprompter app on my iPad. Just check out the App Store. There's a ton of them out there, so figure out which one works for you. And also, they're super easy to find on a laptop. But the teleprompter is now telling me to feign a joyful smile and put my thumbs up for a few seconds too long. Is this what you wanted? Okay. Now we're going to go over a few tools that slightly stretch the meaning of portable, but keep in mind that you are talking to a professional here. All right. I host and I create a bunch of different content for a bunch of different clients. So I never know who is going to need what for a video. So just in case, I am bringing these next items so I don't need them. The first tool is a softbox with a dimmable light bulb, sometimes a few. Now, are these bulky? Yes, they can be, but they disassemble pretty easily and they make a world of difference when it comes to improving my lighting. Up next, we have a reversible green-blue screen. This one right here is from Fovatech, and you can actually find it for under $30. It's a great last-minute fix if your environment isn't really up to scratch, or if you want your audience to think that you're floating in outer space. And now, if you're really looking to go pro and you want to have all of the gear in the world plugged in at the same time before succumbing to an immense electrical fire, then here's what you'll need. An extension cord. For real, you never really know how far away those wall sockets are, and if there will be enough outlets there when you find those sockets. Seriously, turn off those sockets before going to bed. And make sure you subscribe. Next thing, we have this light box thing. There we go. This is the Aperture Amaran AL-MX, and it's the perfect combination of a small form factor and a blinding light, as you just saw, to assist in getting the perfect shot, or attracting the bugs from all across town and building an army. The choice is yours, my friend. And now, if you want to get that cool side profile shot that you see in some videos and edgy documentaries, then why not get yourself another tripod? The GorillaPod 3K is bulkier than the 1K, and it can be used for actually holding up another camera or your mini lights. Overkill? Maybe. Worth it. Up to you. And now last but certainly not least, we have the Ankerwork M650 wireless microphone. Now, you may not have heard of this little thing before, but you've definitely seen it in those strange street interviews that you see all over Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. They're pretty affordable, and they actually give you a lot of flexibility with recording, especially if you want to take your podcast on the move. Now, this may all seem like a lot, financially speaking, but know that I have built this gear over the course of many years. And now, my advice to you would be that if you're going to splurge, then do it on the gear that you're using all the time. And if you're going to save money, do it on the ones that you're hardly ever going to touch. But at the end of the day, no matter how cheap or expensive your setup is, if you're not using Podcastle Pro, then what are you doing? It's going to take forever to edit, and you might not even going to sound that good at the end anyway. But seriously, save yourself some money right now. Use the code in the description for 50% off Podcastle Pro. Those AI tools are calling your name, and I will see you in the next one.